Hi everyone. First off, I wanted to ask, how are y'all doing? I thought I'd add some fun to our online class by asking you this question and encouraging you to post a meme to the Digital Days discussion board that represents how you're doing this week. If you post this meme, I'll give you 5 points of extra credit on today's peer review. Our focus today is peer reviewing your introductory paragraphs and works cited pages for Project 3. If you haven't completed the Wednesday 4-1 discussion post, make sure you get it turned in by 11:59 p.m. tonight, but I don't want you to make this your priority. While this discussion post is important, I want you to spend your time today completing your assigned peer review. You all know how important I think peer review is, so make this your focus for today rather than completing the discussion board. As I said on Monday, after turning in your intro paragraph and works cited page, you'll automatically be assigned one person's work to peer review. If you didn't submit your assignment, it's important that you do this as soon as possible. You won't be able to complete the peer review and get credit for the activity if you haven't submitted your intro and works cited page first. So if you haven't done that, take a minute to do that now. Then you'll want to read the instructions for the peer review activity for today. You can view this by going to the assignment or the page titled 4-1 Intro Paragraph Peer Review Instructions, which is listed under today's activities. For this peer review, I want you to use the tools on Canvas to make the following comments on the writer's paper. There are 5 objectives for today's peer review. First, I want you to answer, what stakeholder group is the writer arguing to? Use the highlighter tool to highlight where the writer mentions the stakeholder, so their intended audience. If you can't identify the stakeholder, make a comment somewhere in the paper or in the comment section on Canvas that indicates this. Second, identify the type of argument the writer is making. So is it an argument of fact, definition, quality, or proposal? Make a comment on their paper that indicates where they identify the type of argument they're making. Again, if you can't identify this, make sure that you make a comment that indicates that you can't recognize the type of argument they're making. Third, identify the writer's argument. So what is the argument that the writer is actually making to their stakeholder? I want you to highlight their argument using the highlighter tool, but make sure that you choose a different color than the one that you used to identify the stakeholder. This just makes it easier to see visually. If you can't identify the writer's argument, make a comment that indicates this. Fourth, I want you to check out the MLA formatting and the works cited page. So you should be checking that their general MLA formatting is kind of, rock solid, and that the works cited page is set up how it should be. I want you to use the highlighter tool to highlight any issues that you see, and you should highlight these issues in red. This will indicate to them that you've pointed out an issue with formatting or citations. Your purpose here is to point out what the writer needs to fix. You do not need to go through and fix these issues for them. Maybe you don't know how to fix it, but you know that there's something wrong, and so we just want to make sure that we call this out for them. The final thing that you need to do is identify what the writer needs to improve in the introduction and how they can incorporate some style. Submit a comment that gives the writer one thing they need to improve in their introduction. I don't want this comment to focus on formatting or grammar or the works cited. Instead, you need to use Chapter 28, Styles and Argument, pages 541 to 565, to make a suggestion about how they can improve their introductory paragraph and or how they can continue working on their paper. So think about how they can use maybe sentence structure and figurative language as argumentative tools to appeal to their audience. In case you've forgotten how to access the intro that you're assigned to peer review, remember that you can do this by going to the 4-1 P3 intro paragraph and works cited plus peer review assignment. The best way to access this assignment is going to be right on our home page, so make sure that you check this out. because that way you'll be able to see your assigned peer reviews. Once you go to that page, under assigned peer reviews, you should see a link to one person's paper. Remember that you want to click on that and then use Canvas to make all of the comments rather than downloading it and then uploading something using Microsoft Word. If you get stuck during the peer review and can't figure out how to access the assigned paper that you've been given, make sure that you send me a message as soon as possible so I can help you troubleshoot from afar. Hopefully you're feeling pretty good about your P3 introductions. Remember that I'm here if you want to chat about your writing, and I'm always happy to discuss your work with you. We can email, we can set up a video chat, whatever you need to do to make your P3 start to come together. Make sure that you finish your assigned peer review by 11:59 p.m. tonight. There's not anything to turn in for Friday, but I want you to start working on your 50% draft. The 50% draft is due on Monday, so you should check out the requirements now so that you can ask any questions you might have about what I expect to see in this 50% draft. On Friday, there's going to be an in-class activity for you to complete called Friday 4-3 Change My View Reddit activity. I'll go over the instructions for this activity in Friday's lecture.